6 different points of origin of this fire. Follow this. If you fail, your probation can be revoked. You can be found guilty. Then you can be sentenced up to life imprisonment.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Called the state of Texas versus Claudia Marks. Is that you?
Yes.
And first of all, in the request of defense, the defendant was evaluated by Dr. Ed Rapon for competency purposes, and in a letter dated September 3rd, 2024, the defendant was deemed competent to stand trial and is not in need of inpatient psychiatric treatment intervention. All right. In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about January 6, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas, you've committed the first-degree felony of arson. Was it an apartment or in Nederland?
Yes, sir.
Yes. If convicted of a first-degree felony, ma'am, you face a term of life imprisonment or any term of not more than 99 years or less than 5 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand the punishment range that is applicable for this charge? Agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty. What's the restitution on this?
It's the only, there has to be some restitution, and the only dollar figure I've been able to find in the file reflects a loss value of $20,000. According to this, if I may, Judge, according to the reports, they had to use 73 gallons worth of water to extinguish 3 active fires that were ongoing. So I know that there's restitution. My best guess is going to be that amount based upon the report.
There were several points of origin of the fire here at this apartment. 2 ignition points on a bookcase near the front window, another under a chair and next to some plastic storage containers near the dining and kitchen area. Another ignition point in the living room near the wall on the backside of the kitchen. Another ignition point in the bathroom sink next to a bottle of rubbing alcohol. The final ignition point on the bed in the bedroom at the head of the bed. 6 different points of origin of this fire. I don't know. Depends on how fast they got there.
Yes, sir.
6 points can do a lot of damage.
The apartment was supposed to be engulfed with flames at that time.
Who is the owner of the building? Do we know? It doesn't show.
The manager is Kimberly Kumar that is mentioned in the indictment.
I see that, but they generally aren't the owner, but I guess they.
I've given the name of the apartment complex to the probation department, Judge, and I'll check my form trial.
Okay, the agreement here would be that you would be placed on deferred, or you would be pleading guilty, placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years in length, order to pay restitution, which is unknown at this time, but it may be in the amount of $20,000 or even greater, to be determined by a post-sentencing report. And it will go to a Kimberly, Kumar.
Yes, sir. That's the manager.
Who is the manager on behalf of owner, to be determined of the apartment complex, to be determined upon the post-sentencing report by the probation office. How do you plead to this? Guilty or not guilty? How long have you been in jail now? A long time?
A little over a month. She was on bond, and I think they revoked her, the bondsman revoked her bond when she was rearrested. A little over a month ago.
Have you lived in Jefferson County your whole life? Can you pull her up, please?
Ag assault from 1990.
An aggravated assault in 1990.
Received deferred probation and she completed it.
Okay, that was deferred probation, so that was dismissed later. So you don't have a conviction. I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea. I'm going to defer any finding of guilt and place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 10 years. And again, restitution must be owed in the manner to be determined. And there will be other terms and conditions of probation which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Make sure you follow this. If you fail, your probation can be revoked. You can be found guilty. Then you can be sentenced up to life imprisonment. Do you understand the importance of following these rules? Let me ask you, your disability, what is your situation now? Well, you're disabled, right? You're in a wheelchair right now. What's the disability? Your back. Okay. Are you able to ambulate, walk? Are you able to walk? You have to have something to walk with, like a, are you getting, are you planning, some type of procedure for your back, or you're just gonna live with it?
Well, I already have something in my back, and you want to put another machine in my back. Because this is not working right anymore.
Sounds like more.
More back issues. All right. Make sure you, follow the terms and conditions of probation. And where are you going to live now?
She has her own apartment. Her sister is here.
Okay, it's a different place from the place that
Yes.
you're charged with burning down, right? It's a different apartment. Okay. Please see the probation office. Thank you.
The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
And are you Nathan Bates?
Kate is proceeding on the lesser included assault bodily injury.
Any objection?
No objection from the defense.
Counsel, is your client applying for deferred adjudication or no?
I believe it'll be straight probation, Your Honor.
All right. According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. State is recommending community supervision. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be a mental health evaluation. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition? Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Elaborate.
All right, you wanted your attorney to explain it to you?
Does not have children, Your Honor.
All right, but here's the thing. If you have children, all things being equal, I'm not your civil attorney, but if you were to have children and there were a custody issue, this affirmative finding of family violence moniker is not going to serve you well in a custody hearing. You understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to continue with this plea? All right. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting 2 years community supervision, no harmful or injurious contact with Danny Ray Bates. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? To the offense as charged, how do you plead? I'm sorry, the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If we may, Your Honor. Yes,
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
yes, Judge. We respectfully request that you follow the plea bargain agreement. I know that mental health evaluation was ordered. He has been recently evaluated by Center for Healthcare Services and had been maintaining appointments with them, Judge. So we asked respectfully if that could be done out of custody. We're also requesting the no harmful injurious contact. It's my understanding that the state has been in contact with the father and he's requesting the same. He is elderly and he does rely upon son and family for support as he's getting elderly, Judge. Doesn't have a lengthy criminal history, but I believe that he shows a lot of promise and that he can successfully comply with these terms, Judge.
All right. So who is taking care of his father?
He's taking care of himself, but as he gets older, he fears because of his family and my family, besides dying out.
Well, no. Are there any other siblings? Are there any aunts or uncles?
No.
So you're saying in all of this world, it's just you and your father and there are no other relatives?
I have relatives. He doesn't. He's by himself. And he's been contacting the relatives I stay with, which if you check the mental place I've been going to, it's more chaotic where I'm at. And my dad's been contacting them and
He's been abiding by the no
I've been
contact
abiding.
order, Your Honor. He's been staying with an aunt, so he's been respectful of the court's
with
bond conditions.
the family is, I'd say dysfunctional.
All right. Here's the thing. I understand that, but here's my concern. This is not the first time that this has happened. From what I've read in the police report, it's the first time charges have been brought. So until you show me,
In my opinion, people cry wolf all the time on the phone call
oh, well, so the bruises on your father, those are just made up?
about me, on my self-defense case that I've been trying to prove.
Okay. Yeah, there's going to be no contact. Oh, yeah, I am. Let me just tell you right now, I'm ordering no contact. If you have contact with your father, what's going to end up happening is a motion to revoke is going to be filed, and you're looking at a year in the Bear County Jail. That's where we are. So there's going to be 1 year in the Bear County Jail, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's going to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. Probation, we'll do the mental health evaluation out of custody because I realize it takes a long time to do that. There is going to be no contact. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, field visits, 1 time per month until further notice. There's going to be anger management, and do the live domestic violence panel. We'll do regular random UAs off the record. Here's the thing. Your father is elderly. Yes, people age and they need help sometimes, but I know that an elderly person would rather not be helped if they're going to end up getting hit on by their son. That's supposed to be your father. You're supposed to love him. If you don't love him, then cut him loose. If you think he was a horrible father growing up, cut him loose. But you do not fight with an elderly person, because guess what? Your age against an elderly person, the elderly person is going to lose. And it just should not be done. If you respect your father, as though you're telling me you do, then you shouldn't put your hands on him, period.
Military training beat mine.
Your Honor, if he's shown to do well.
Oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute. What did you say?
His military training beat me, so I was still pleading something.
Yeah.
Your Honor, if he's shown, and is an emotional day for him, he had an active warrant he wasn't expecting. He was a little afraid of going into custody.
Mhm.
So we appreciate the court allowing him to do the mental health evaluation out of custody. But if he's on probation, if he's shown compliance with probation, would the court be okay with me approaching at appropriate time to reconsider the chance of changing the no contact to no harm for injurious contact?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Munoz, you're such a great attorney. You always bring it down, and you're very pleasant. I really do appreciate that.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
And very knowledgeable as well.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I made a little video here for my subscribers. And you new guys, I wanted to say to all of my wonderful subscribers, thank you all so very much for making the choice in subscribing to my channel. Every single one of you that make up this number. I, like this monkey, would give you a big kissy kissy. But since I can't do that, what I shall do instead is think of you all the next time I take a bath. What I have also done to say thank you is create a playlist for my subscribers that watch my episodes to the end. It's unlisted, so the only way you can access and save the playlist is by me giving it to you right now. So please accept this gift from me to you, as it will give you early access to episodes of mine before I release them publicly. Again, I cannot thank my subscribers enough for getting me off the ground. So, until next time, I'm off to have a bath.